All right, we're 3 minutes past 12 o'clock hour, and we'll get rolling here on our roundtable. Welcome and thank you again for joining us. This is something that AMA tries to put on a bi-monthly basis to provide a space for our partners at the state, at the federal level, or what have you, or university partners to provide some updates directly to our membership and membership in the industry more broadly. We try to keep it at about 5 minutes a piece on the updates and saving questions till the end so that everyone has an opportunity to get through their little update for us all today. And without further ado, I'll just start calling on some of our partners. For those of you that don't know, I'm Jason Lessard. I'm the executive director of the Alaska Mariculture Alliance. And I suppose the other thing I would just pose to you before I call on our first presenter is that we're really hoping to make this be something that's meaningful to you all. So if there's any feedback on these things, if you want to see them more frequently, what have you. If you've got something to share, some insights on how this goes from your perspective, we're all ears. So, without further ado, Missy is the first one on my list from Alaska Sea Grant. Welcome, Missy. How are you?
Good. Thanks. I have a few slides if you don't mind. I can share those.
Right at.
Yeah, little screen. All right. Thanks for having me. Missy Good. I'm the mariculture specialist with Alaska Sea Grant. I think folks all on here know who I am, but here's a picture of our awesome team. I'm just going to keep moving forward to try to keep this nice and brief. This was just a quick update on activities that we had been working on recently. I'm just going to go past this. If you want to ask me questions on that afterwards, happy to do so. But as far as things coming up, we are hosting a intro to mariculture workshop, and I apologize, I don't have it on this slide for the Tlingit Haida in Juneau. So if you are involved with Tlingit Haida, you're part of those tribal organizations and haven't heard about it, please let me know. James Crimp is leading this, but this course will be offered next month. It's kind of a what a one-on-one course we're offering, not just open publicly. But if you're involved with those groups, please let me know. But as far as workshops coming up that anyone can attend and put an application for, we do have an oyster hatchery training. That's going to be March 31st through April 2nd, and that is in Ketchikan. We're advertising for that right now on our Alaska Sea Grant website, which is alaskaseagrant.org. We were going to be holding a scuba open water certification for mariculturists this spring. I just got word that the pool has other priorities and we are not going to be able to get it this spring. So our pool time is being moved to the fall. So apologies about that. But in its stead, we might actually be offering a kelp nursery workshop in April. So TBD, wait for more info on that. Ooh, I'm raising my thumb. I don't know how I'm doing that. I'm not meaning to. Giving myself thumbs up is kind of weird. We're also going to be offering a seaweed handling and processing workshop. That one's going to be in Kodiak as well in June. What we have open currently, our Mariculture Summer Apprenticeship Program. Right now, we are seeking applications for both hosts and apprentices. If you are a farmer, a processor, a nursery operator, and you would like to have apprentice, this can be up to 10 weeks. It is fully funded, both on the host side and the apprentice side through Alaska Sea Grant and AMA. Please submit an application, even if it's bare bones, by our January 31st deadline. James Crimp is leading that, so if you have questions, you can certainly reach out to him directly. If you want to be an apprentice within an organization, that is also open, and we would like to get applications in by the end of February. So quite a bit of time for that. We anticipate the apprenticeships running at some time between May 1st and August 30th. The apprenticeships can be up to 10 weeks. They can be shorter as well. A lot of that's going to be dependent upon the host and the apprentice coming to an agreement what best suits those needs. This is a fully funded apprenticeship, so you do get paid as an apprentice. The host will get subsidized as well. And there's a QR code and the link. Our Farmer Knowledge Exchange grant program is up and running for 2026. Our calendar year refreshes this opportunity. So if you took advantage of this opportunity, and the folks that did, I know had a really great time. We are going to run this program through July 31st at this moment. So make your plans to do all of your travel and have everything completed by July 31st. Again, there's a link, there's a QR code, so you can go and check out that opportunity, submit the application, and it's $3,500 per farmer, so or nursery operator or processor. Farmers kind of our umbrella, I guess, here. A quick update from Sherry, who manages Mariculture Lab, as it's relevant to the industry. They have been spawning abalone successfully and feeding them red seaweeds that they're also cultivating in a tumble system within their lab. They've been offering tours of that, but also they've been working pretty diligently on an abalone spawning and raising manual. I've been working with them on that. We're hoping to get that out the door here sometime in the near future. And if you are wanting to develop new products and you want these patented, please work with the University of Alaska Fairbanks Center for Innovation. This used to be called Alaska Center ICE. They've shortened their title to Center of Innovation. Megan Koch is the project manager for that program. So reach out to her directly. They also have a really cool program where they're matching university students who think that they can address a challenge in the mariculture industry. So if you have a challenge that you want to be addressed, Megan's the person to reach out to, and she might find a really smart student out there who can start working on that. For all of our updates, always hammering this, please sign up for the Alaska Mariculture Research and Training Center email through our listserv on our website. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. We got some fun new videos out there. The Salty interview sessions have been really great. We've got some new ones coming out there. And then we got another video that will be coming out soon on seaweed farming. And we'll host all of this on AMRTC and let folks know about it through that. Big events coming up. Aquaculture America is in Las Vegas, February 16th through 19th. I know there's a lot of folks in Alaska that's going to be down there. I look forward to seeing you there. Quick plug for the macroalgae session I'll be hosting. That will be on Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. So lots of interest in seaweeds. I hosted the very first macroalgae session at Aquaculture America 5 years ago, and it has done nothing but grown since then. So that's been cool to see. And also the presence of Alaskans there has really grown. And so that's also been nice. And the Mariculture Conference of Alaska, we probably all know, is March 10th through 12th. Registration is open, so please register. We'll keep registration open up until the event, but knowing how many people are going to attend helps us really finalize the catering and the logistics on that. We do have a room block at the Captain Cook. The code for that is MCAK26. We have the room block which has a discounted price for those rooms until February 9th. So that deadline is coming up. So if you haven't booked your room yet, please do so sooner than later and use that room block for a discount. And if you requested travel assistance to the Mariculture Conference, we've gone through all of the reviews of those. And if you haven't been notified yet, you will be soon. We're kind of divvying out those notifications. So I know some folks have been notified. Others, well, just hang in there. You'll get that notice. And that's all I have.
Fantastic. Thanks, Missy. Yeah, and I have nothing but good words to say about the oyster hatchery training down in Ketchikan. I was fortunate enough to take that 2 years ago, I think now, and it was really, really fantastic.
Awesome.
So,
Thanks.
yeah. Great. Next on my list, I've got Kate Dufault from DNR. Kate, I think I saw you on here. Floor is yours if you still are. Yeah, there you are.
Yep, there we
Good
go.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. So I just have a couple updates. Just a reminder to everyone, it is open application season for aquatic farm leases, and that application period closes on April 30th. And then I have a personal update. So my position at DNR is going to be changing. So I am no longer going to be overseeing the aquatic farm leasing program. It's going to be very bittersweet for me, but I just wanted to let everyone know that I won't be the point of contact anymore. So I will drop contact information in the chat for everyone. And then the team will be sure to have someone attend these AMA roundtables. And eventually, we will be recruiting for a new manager. Might be a little bit because the state is still under a hiring freeze, but that will be going out hopefully within the next couple months.
Great.
And yep, that's it for me. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Kate, and best of luck in the new role for you. Next up, we have Alicia Bishop with NOAA. Alicia, there you are. Howdy.
Hey, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Sure can.
All right. So I wanted to give you some brief updates on the aquaculture opportunity area process. You all hopefully are familiar with it. Just a quick reminder, it's a multi-year planning process, and that's broken up into two kind of big components. One is the spatial analysis, and the other is the environmental review. And we are about to conclude the spatial analysis. So that's pretty exciting. That will conclude with our Atlas report. And we're hoping to have that published in February. So coming really soon. So keep your eyes out for that. I'll definitely send out emails and notifications once that's on the street. And that Atlas, that went through both public input and a peer review process. So we're excited to see that concluding and that information being made available. In addition to just having that spatial analysis and that report out, we are also developing an online companion tool. And hopefully you've seen some notifications about our workshop series, but we're hosting a series of identical workshops in Juneau, Kodiak, and Anchorage. I'll stick a link to registration page for those. And that's going to be an opportunity for us to update you on what's happening with the AOA process, share the results of that Atlas report, but also for you all to provide us with input on what you would like to see in that online aquaculture planning tool. And the cool thing about this is it will allow us to go beyond what we've just done in the AOA process. So, we had to come up with some planning goals for our spatial analysis that included some size restrictions. We have our study areas. Well, maybe you're interested in areas outside of our study areas. Maybe you're interested in sizes smaller than what we looked at. So we want to make sure that you have the best available information to help you with siting and planning for aquaculture. And again, these workshops are an opportunity for you to let us know what you would like to see and what would be really helpful for you in getting through that leasing, permitting, and siting process in Alaska. In addition, in connection with that, as we're concluding that spatial analysis, we're hoping to start the NEPA process. That's the next part of that AOA process, that's environmental review. And we're hoping to kick that off this spring, and that will start with a notice of intent, which will go out to the public and seeking your input and helping us look at the scope and the alternatives for that analysis. I think that's it for me, unless folks have questions, and I will stick the registration page in the comment box.
Great. Thanks, Alicia. And we're saving questions till the end to get through everybody. So on that note, I don't see Jordan Hollersmith come off if you're, Becca, are you here on Jordan's behalf?
I am, yeah, I've got a few updates for the NOAA Science Center. Hi, everyone. Jordan is back from maternity leave, but she is unfortunately out with a sick kid today. But we're really happy to have her back. And other updates from the Alaska Fisheries Science Center, we have a fully functional research hatchery. It's permitted. We have done a test spawn kind of as like a proof of concept, and it was really successful. And we have a couple more planned spawns for 2026, but we're really excited to collaborate and really excited to hear more about some industry-driven questions that we could adapt to our research hatchery. So if you have any ideas or just want to chat more about it, please reach out to Jordan or I. And also, additional exciting news. The EVOS funded Mariculture Regional Variation Project was funded through FY31. So we're still learning how those funds will kind of be divvied out to different collaborators, PIs, but we're really excited to keep those collaborations and those research questions going through the next 5 years or so. That's all on the Science Center end.
Great. Thanks for the update, Becca. That's really exciting.
Question, Becca, is that Mariculture like phase 2 or?
Yeah, it's the second 5 years that were proposed in that EVOS Mariculture proposal. I think we're going to revisit that proposal because that was written a long time ago and may not be as applicable as we once thought it was. But yeah, a lot of the same questions will still be addressed in the next 5 years.
Thank you. All right, next up, we've got Tommy with ABEC, Alaska Blue Economy Center. Hey, Tommy.
Thank you. Hello. I'm going to try to share my screen here. I have a few slides to work off of and through.
Great.
Hopefully Cordova bandwidth will cooperate with us.
There we go.
All righty. So thank you all very much. Tommy Sheridan with Alaska Blue Economy Center. Since I met with this group last, ABEC is now housed administratively within the College of Fisheries and Ocean Sciences at UAF. That's a good fit for us and for our interests, but that is a change that I wanted to just report on. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time here talking about this, but when I'm done, I'll drop a few hyperlinks in the chat. This was a article that University of Alaska picked up on some of our work in the workforce development space. That is an aspiration of ours, is to be more involved with workforce development in the future. And we've made some good headroads with or inroads and headways, combination there, with K through 12 engagement. Science Olympiad is one program with middle school students in particular, and then teaching through technology, T3, high school students. That's just a group that we've been engaging with on integrating mariculture into what they do. The image on the left here is Dr. Nima Farzadnia with the Automated Construction and Advanced Materials Lab at Fairbanks with Cordova Science Olympiad students last spring. I'll include that hyperlink below. Just wanted to highlight that. As a part of some of our outreach in this space, we've connected with new partners. And so I was asked to serve as a mentor for a National Science Foundation funded program called the Navigating the New Arctic Research Experience for Undergraduate Students. I love that you all record these. I'll share this recording with our students. So a shout out to Hannah, Naomi, and Sabrina. Thank you all for working with me on this. This is a very intense short-term experience for undergraduate students where we'll work through a very specific research problem and then present on our findings in February at the Alaska Forum in Anchorage. So out of a few different mariculture related projects that they were presented with, they really took an interest in ACAM's work to integrate mariculture into their applied research. They are working on developing construction material alternatives, and Jessica McKay actually presented to this group in October. I include her poster here along with the hyperlink to it. And for those of you who didn't attend that meeting, there is a recording of that available. And anyway, that was a resource that these students chose from, and they opted to focus on it. And another component of this is, as a part of this work, the program encourages students to draw from community-driven research. And so here, the City of Valdez funded ABEC, Prince William Sound College, to identify potential farm sites in the vicinity of Valdez. And for the most part, Prince William Sound College faculty, staff, and students led that work. There's a picture of us on the left on our last sampling trip in April 2024. And on the right, they presented on that at the Prince William Sound College Environmental Science Symposium in May of 2025. So we'll be working off of that. We'll be presenting at the Alaska Forum in Anchorage in February. And we're always looking for opportunities to get mariculture in front of maybe new audiences in different ways. And so this is a good opportunity for that. I encourage you all to attend if you can. We'll be there with both NNAREU, but we'll also be part of the film festival. We'll be sharing a film that was created as a part of our involvement in the American Fisheries Society National Chapter meeting in San Antonio this past August. Unfortunately, I won't be able to stick around for questions. I have a conflict, but I'll include hyperlinks and my email address in the chat with apologies to the next speaker for any distractions, and just really grateful for the opportunity to present on our work. Jason, if we meet again as a group before the Mariculture Conference of Alaska, I'll look for an opportunity to elaborate on this. But ABEC was given the opportunity to organize a workshop or symposium around the concept of integrating mariculture into Alaska salmon hatchery operations. And we're really grateful for that opportunity. We've presented on that to a variety of audiences, and we're really looking forward to that. And if I have an opportunity to present on that before March 10th, we'll look for that, but otherwise encourage folks to reach out if they have any questions. Thank you very much.
Great. Thanks for the update, Tommy. Thanks for joining us. I know you've got a conflict coming up, so glad that you were able to join us for this brief time and provide some information for us. Keeping things rolling, Charlie Harrington with Southeast Conference is on deck for an update.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Sure can.
Great. We're going to share our screen and just run through one of the most recent announcements on our website page. This announcement just sort of goes through the grant, Alaska Mariculture Cluster grant, through all 8 components, and just briefly running through the big news with component 1, the revolving loan fund, is that Northern Bank is now an approved lending partner, joining Spruce Root. So they'll have capacity to handle, in particular, bigger loans. There's good information there. Dan's navigating here. It's pretty. And component 2, we're working really closely with AMA, and excited to be co-leading a marketing program, and lots of great, exciting updates there. Workforce development, you already heard from Missy about UAF and those great slides she shared. In R&D, we have a lot going on, and this is one of the more exciting programs that got started earlier in the grant period. So we're seeing final reports come out. Some of the featured ones over, Dan, if you mouse over that Tableau dashboard, is coming out from a project for the seaweed tissue analysis, and all this is available for you guys to dive into. Also, I think Alex is on the call, so I'll leave a lot of these updates for her when AFDF is called on. Component 5 is largely our marketing program. AMA and SEC contracted with Tastemaker Comms. They're sort of a known seafood industry agency, and we're really excited about the work they're doing. They're doing branding work for us, photography assets. They've organized familiarization events. They have even more coming, and they're representing Alaska mariculture at trade shows, including SENA in Boston, and we're also exploring some agricultural trade shows that we can showcase Alaska liquid kelp biostimulant products that have had some promising field trials so far as part of this program. And then Dan, do you want to say a few words maybe about the equipment program?
Sure. Yeah, we recently gave a little update on how we're doing purchasing equipment and awarding equipment through the Alaska Mariculture Cluster at our governing body meeting last week. In total, there's $12 million in equipment being purchased, but only $1.3 million has been purchased and reimbursed. So a lot left to happen. The last round will be allocated, is being allocated this week. So if you haven't heard yet, you'll hear today or tomorrow about your proposal to round 3 if you applied. We're going to invest about $3 million through that with various EDA eligible entities around the state. All this equipment will be used by the private sector to some degree, but owned and housed at owned by entities that are public sector, like nonprofits or agencies, research institutes of higher education and universities, that sort of thing. So I don't know, there's a variety of projects from oyster flupsies to oyster grading machines to the kelp side, a really big $2.3 million project in Kodiak, processing kelp in a bunch of different ways, similar but smaller scale projects throughout the state. And this update here describes each of those projects in some detail. So if you're interested in the first two rounds of the RFP and then the equipment that's coming out through the original subaward recipients, mostly universities and state agencies, that is available at this link as well.
Thanks, and that's about it from us. We have a succession plan RFP that's out, and that closes, I believe, tomorrow, though maybe there will be an extension, I'm not sure.
Yeah, if we got a number of requests, usually we don't try to change them at the last minute, but
right.
This RFP is worth a mention just because all of you are part of the future of mariculture, the long term. This grant's going to go away in May of 2027, and we're going to need to keep all the most important things that we were funding going, and then hopefully others continue to do what they've been doing and keep adapting to whatever opportunities arise. But we're going to try to help with that planning process and appreciate any engagement that you guys offer over the next year.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks for the update, fellas. Appreciate it. Moving right along, Michelle Morris with Fish and Game.
Hello.
Hi, Michelle.
Let's see. We are sitting at annual reports for aquatic farms are due end of January, so I got just over a week left here. I only have about a third of them so far, but I think that's kind of typical. They'll all come rolling in here in the next week, so it's pretty busy. Of course, the number is going up as it is every year. So I think I'm looking at 109 reports that I need. I only have about 38. And so other news, Emily Geddes with DNR and myself are going to Aquaculture America this year. We were part of, or at least I was part of they were making a giant integrated marine policy matrix that did national policies for aquatic farming and aquaculture across the whole US. And so we helped fill that database for them. And so we get to sit on a panel and present. And it's the same day as Missy, so it's probably a lot more interesting to go listen to Missy talk about kelp than it is to talk about marine policy on Wednesday. But we get to travel, so we're excited about that. And then, yeah, built their marine policy dashboard. And then we're sitting at about, let's see here, we got 36 pending applications still from the past several years. Most of it is waiting on the hands of the applicants, unfortunately. DNR and myself have gotten through all but 2 of the 2025 apps. I think we had 18 applications in 2025, and 2 of them haven't been reviewed yet because they're so incomplete. And then the rest of them have all either had formal requests for additional information back to the applicant, or they've already gone through DNR agency review. So they've all been moved on, except for 2 of them, which are severely incomplete. And then we're closing out some of the really old ones that we just haven't heard back from people in years. And so DNR is starting that official closure process. And so that's good. The number is dwindling down. We haven't received any new apps yet for 2026 yet, but those will probably come in April 30th, as people tend to procrastinate. And that's what I got.
Great. Thanks, Michelle. And then we do have Alex on the line. I don't know if you were on my list to have an update, so I'm just going to put you on the spot and ask if you do have anything to share with us, Alex, from AFDF's perspective.
Sure, yeah, I don't have a presentation prepared and we'll make sure to present at the next roundtable, but I can just give a couple of brief updates here with regards to the Joint Innovation Project third rounds focused on product development. All of the I've reached out to almost everyone. If you haven't heard back, you'll hear back today or tomorrow on final decisions there. And what Charlie was going through with the seaweed tissue analysis, there is the active tableau and from the 2024 results, and that 2024 industry report will be released at the beginning of February. We also we'll have the we have the data in from 3 out of the 4 labs that were contracted for the 2025 analysis, and working with SEC and Jordan Hawkswell to put together those results for any farmers that submitted samples. So I see a few of you that have submitted samples on the call here, so we are working to collate that and get all of that back to you as soon as possible. And then, yeah, just to back up Missy on the conference, yeah, go ahead and register so that we can make sure we have accurate catering and have your hotel room booked. We've been, yeah, working to get that agenda underway, and that is complete. And I think that was going to be, yeah, released through Sea Grant and the next, at least by the beginning of next month.
The agenda should be out very soon, like any day. Yeah.
Awesome. And let's see. I think those are the main updates for now. Yeah, I'll pass it on from there.
Great. Thanks, Alex. Just a quick couple of updates from AMA before we open things up to questions. Our review committee is in the process of deliberating on the matching grant round 3 applications that came in. This is the 3rd and final round of that grant of funding that was awarded to us through the legislature and the governor. Speaking of the legislature, AMA's board of directors will be down in Juneau for a planning event discussing our future, but also having a legislative meet and greet on February 10th, which is a Tuesday at the hangar. So for those of you mariculturists that are in Juneau, hit us up if you'd like to join us there. We'll be sending out some email invites to the Juneau folks as well. And then sort of on the note of our planning session, our board will be getting together for about a day and a half to chart a course for AMA's future. We would like your feedback and perspective as well. And there was a survey that was sent out through our listserv to members. We'll probably resend that at some point soon, but if you could take a few minutes and provide some feedback, it helps us chart the best path forward from AMA from an industry's perspective. And then, we do sort of a quick round of updates from agency partners here. Just a reminder to our partners and other folks that if there are sort of longer updates where it gets into sort of a webinar worthy presentation, reach out to us. We love putting on webinars. We love connecting our partner agencies with members of the industry to have direct sort of dialogue and Q&A and everything else. So keep that in mind. And then with that, we'll open things up for questions. I'm going to start with a question for Kate at DNR. Congrats again on the move. I'm curious as to the thoughts from the department's perspective, with the hiring freeze, your move, Can we expect delays? Is there anything that we should be thinking about as an industry doing on the front end of things before submitting paperwork or things that can help keep things rolling? I just want to make sure we're not seeing delays and looking for your thoughts on that.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think that there won't be any significant delays. Of course, when that manager position is vacant, it does slow things down a little bit, but the staff members are fully staffed. There's a really great team, experienced team in aquatic farming, which is definitely helpful for moving applications forward. And I would just hammer on the fact that set up a pre-application meeting with the team if you're worried about filling out that application. I know it can be a little bit daunting, but we're here to help. And then getting it as complete and as consistent as possible before you submit will go a very long way in moving your application forward.
Great. Appreciate that. All right, now opening up to anybody that might have a question for any of our presenters. Take yourself off mute, throw your camera on, what have you. Let me know that you have a question. You can also throw it in the chat. I'm happy to read if folks don't want to ask directly. But Q&A period is officially open.
While people are coming up with questions, we had a guest in our office, and I was hoping he could introduce himself to the team here.
Hi, folks. My name is Andrew Jilka. I'm working with Spruce Root. If any of you interacted with Mark Wheeler, I have filled his role as the program manager for small business. And so I will be, helping make sure Spruce Root is a good partner here for SEC using the revolving loan fund. I'm onboarding to this position. I am learning all about mariculture, and so I just want to open up my email and my contact to anyone that wants to reach out, either to educate me or connect me with folks who might need the TA resources that we're providing. I'll be coming over to Juneau again, February 11th for the Sea Grant TNH mariculture training, and I'll also be going up to Anchorage for the mariculture conference in March. So I hope to see and meet some of you there, and I'll drop my email and contact information in the chat.
Great. Well, congrats on the new gig and nice to meet you. Yeah, it's a fantastic resource at Spruce Root as far as the small business assistance, and hope folks take advantage of the great team that they have there. I see, Michelle, did AMA find a membership meeting time to coincide with the Mariculture Conference in Anchorage? Yeah, we're sticking with the 1 p.m. on Thursday time slot, the 12th. There just wasn't really any other space to move that wasn't conflicting with other presentations, speakers, workshops, and so on and so forth. So we'll be having it that Thursday, the 12th, 1 p.m. Sam.
Hi, everyone. Great presentations as always. I just wanted to give an update on the Kelp CoLab trip, which is going to be at the end of April to Juneau. So as some of you may have seen, we announced our cohort of beauty brands last week or the week before. So there are 9 beauty brands that are going to be working to develop new beauty products using macro oceans ingredients, which are, of course, made with Alaskan grown sugar kelp. And a big part of their work throughout this next 10 months is not just developing the products, but also talking about them. And so we are bringing about 25 people to Juneau at the very end of April. So we are in communications with Tastemaker Comms on that, and we'll try to coordinate as best we can. But I also wanted to share one of the most fun parts about this program is that we selected these brands based on sort of their existing ability to market themselves, and hoping that some of that would rub off on Kelp. And I will share this link because it is happening organically. We didn't even ask them to do anything yet, but one of them recently posted on LinkedIn. So I wanted to share that as an example of hopefully more good things to come.
Love it. Thanks for the update.
Yeah.
25 is a big group to usher up to Juneau.
Yeah,
Best of
it
luck.
is. Thank you. We'll see how it goes.
Any other questions for our presenters, or if there's an industry partner or somebody else like Greenwave that wasn't on our list that has an update that's relevant to us up here in the Alaska mariculture industry, happy to provide the space for you right now. All right. Going, going, gone. Thank you to all of our presenters. Thank you for joining us and for the good questions. And with that, we're going to call it. Back to your lunch. Have a great day, everybody. Cheers.